So last week I showed you the first thing a blacksmith needs is a fire. The second thing a blacksmith needs is a good set of tongs. This is a pretty decent set, but since I'm pretty new at this, I'm going to make a set. So I already got a start on my handles. This was a piece of round bar. And I beat it into something that looks like a drumstick head. And I'm going to draw it out more and then make the tong end. So one of the things I want to do is draw these handles out and make them longer. So half of this job is managing that fire. What's in there is only, the part in there burning is only about the size of a grapefruit. And what I've done here is I've made like a little cave. That way I'm not jamming my workpiece down into the fire. I got the workpiece is up above the fire, and I've got this little cave built around it. Now that is just right. So I put each of these handles through 6 or 7 heats before I was happy with the length and shape of them. After I was satisfied with the shape of the handle, I went back with these light taps to help shrink the hammer marks. Now this is an example of just right. You've got like a little cave with the iron heating right there. Now I've completely shaped this handle to the shape I want. And what I'm doing now, this wire brush is like a bunch of scrapers. And it scrapes the scale off, but you know, it also kind of smooths off hammer marks a little bit. So the next thing I need to do for my tongs is to make the flat spot where the pivot's going to be, and to do that I'm going to use our friend Thumper. So now that I've got my flat spot for the pivot, I'm going to make the jaws. And I like these kind of jaws that have a little notch in them, and I'm not sure how to make that. So we'll see how it all pans out. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is put a twist in this thing. And that ain't hot enough.
I'm lucky in the sense that one of my children is still close to medicine. Her mother is a double doctor, a surgeon, and
It's fine. And what I'll do is I'm going to hold the metal and this hammer, and I want you to stand over there and whack this hammer with this. Right, okay.
All right, the horn is right there. Oh, I'm doing it wrong. It's just going straight down like that, right?
All right. Well, it wasn't long before my friend Ed and I developed a rhythm, and it only took like 4 heats to finish each jaw. Right. Okay.
That's the problem. I got to
Keep
put
a notch in it. Okay, so here I've got my jaw made. I punched the hole off camera, and I'm just about ready to bend the handle and then rivet it together. Well, last week the camera battery died right as I was setting the rivet, but there it is. And something interesting is I didn't have it fully seated, so it kind of mushroomed out in between the two. But here's the tongs. They work. The jaws are not quite close enough together, and they're not quite completely aligned. But there's a fix to that, and I'm going to do that today and include that as part of this update. Okay, so the jaws are heating up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece of square bar. I'm going to pick up this piece of square bar with the jaws once they get hot enough, and then take it over to the anvil and smash the jaws down around the bar. Because that bar is the shape that I want. But right now the jaws are not hot enough because they're going to have to bend back here by the pivot point. So I need to heat them up some more. Okay, so there, my template bar is in the jaws, or was. Okay, and it slipped to where I didn't want it to be. They're in a little bit better alignment. I'm going to heat them up again. probably a good idea to cool this. Okay, so that's not bad. So this is how they turned out. I'm really pretty happy with them. They're really comfortable. This is something I use a lot, 5/8 inch bar, and they grab it really well, and the grip is right where I want it while I'm working the bar. So I couldn't be happier with them. Not bad for my first try. Anyway, thanks for stopping in. Click up here if you want to see my last video. Click over here if you want to see something of mine that YouTube thinks you'll like. And have a good one.